and welcome back to another edition of NXT Out of 10 right here on the Wrestle Debate. Today we've got all of the fallout from the Cole Mcaffe stuff, and we got our final triple threat qualifying match thing for the North American title at TakeOver 30, which is just a few weeks away. So let's get straight into it. The show started off with Cross v Birch. Cross was caught off guard early on with a running dropkick from Birch. The British brawler took the fight to the big man, sending him to the floor with a series of rights and headbutts. However, Cross quickly recovered and dragged Birch to the outside, dropping him on the floor with a choke toss. Back in the ring, an exploded suplex sent Birch across the ring. In the corner, Birch stunned Cross with a step-up enziguri. However, Birch was then rocked with an elbow. So this is quite a fast-paced match, and this was really good. This was probably the biggest challenge Cross had. But the finish came when Cross quickly put him down with a cross jacket for the victory. But that wasn't all. After the match, Keith Lee's music hit and he had a contract in his hand. Cross and Scarlett left the ring and signed the contract. He then gave the contract over to Keith Lee, and it was burnt Keith Lee, and several officials came down to try and assist Lee, who was seemingly blinded. 7.25 out of 10. The match was great, and who saw that coming? Very good start to NXT. Drake Maverick v Killian Dane was next. Maverick tries his best to chop the big man down early on, going for the legs whenever he could. The size was just too much, and the Beast of Belfast slammed Maverick on the ground. Mia Yim came into the screen and accompanied Keith Lee into an ambulance as his eyes were covered in gaze. Back in the ring, however, Maverick avoided a running senton and caught Dane in the legs with a dropkick. A series of rights and left pelted the big man, but he shook off each blow, working to get his hands around Maverick. Maverick caught Dane with a step-up enziguri. On the floor, Maverick dropped onto Dane with a big dive. However, the Undisputed Era then came out and attacked both of these men, with Cole calling out Mcaffe. One, what was the point in this match? It was clearly just filler. Two, why did the Undisputed Era come out on this specific match? 5 out of 10. Next up, we got Santos Escobar v Tyler Breeze. Don't know why I'm speaking like that. Escobar started strong with a standing dropkick. Breeze then caught Escobar with a leaping enziguri, so quite a fast start to the match. Escobar picked up Breeze for a phantom driver, however he escaped, shoving him away. Breeze then followed up with flying forearms, rocking Escobar. A supermodel kick laid out Escobar, but thanks to Legado del Fantasma, Escobar was able to plant him with a phantom driver for the win. After the match, Fandango once again ran down with a broken broomstick. Then he saved Breeze from the beatdown. Legado del Fantasma looked to continue an attack that started with Fandango last week. Breeze Fandango was then saved by Isaiah Swerve Scott, the only man to have defeated Escobar. I'm going to give this a 6.25 out of 10. It wasn't really that good, to be honest. I just didn't really see the point in it. We then got a little package hyping Dakota Kai ahead of a women's title match. Then Mia Yim was going on, I'm not in the right frame of mind for my match. So when the match happened via Indy Hartwell took Yim down with a shoulder tackle, but Yim responded with a lower leg takedown and the basement dropkick. A big boot in the corner set up a cannonball. However, Hartwell caught it with a sidewalk slam and kept the HBIC of NXT down with a sleeper. Yim managed to break out, dropping Hartwell with a backpack stunger and fought out of another hold, tossing Hartwell to the side. A boot-running neckbreaker and a German suplex set up for a modifying rolling armbar for the win. I'm going to give this a 6.25 out of 10. Once again, I can kind of see why this happened, but yeah, it just didn't really build to anything. Decent little Balor vignette aired before it was Priest v Bronson Reed, and as you can imagine, this was hard hitting. Both men with heavy strikes, taking each other down consistently. The finish came when Priest barely rolled out of the way from a tsunami, but he managed to pick up a big win, countering the Reckoning with a jackknife pin. I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. If you just like big blokes slapping the shit out of each other, then watch this match. Then next up we got Catanzaro and Caden Carter versus the Robert Stone brand. Prior to the match, Robert Stone attempted to bring Catanzaro to her side, claiming Carter was a loser. However, Catanzaro stomped on Stone's ankle before the bell rung. Carter hit Aaliyah with a super kick to start off the match, only for Mercedes Martinez to send her to the outside for her trouble. Mercedes then caught Catanzaro mid-Hurricane Rana for the air raid crash for the win. After the match, however, Rhea Ripley's music hit. She stormed the ring, rocking Martinez with a big boot. Aaliyah made the save, but the numbers were eventually evened up by Shotzi Blackheart. Well, I'm going to give it a 6.25 again. I just don't really like Rhea Ripley in this programme, and I hope she faces Bayley at SummerSlam with the Battle Royale coming up on SmackDown this week. We then had a Gargano family segment with them talking about how incredibly confident they are for Johnny winning the North American title at TakeOver, before we got on to Timothy Thatcher giving another one of his technical wrestling sessions. Then it was main event time. Kashida v Grimes, the Velveteen Dream returning. Dream came in on fire, hanging up Cameron Grimes on the ropes. Kashida planted him, leaving him almost sticking up on the mat. Kashida sent Dreams to the floor, leaving both Kashida and Grimes in the ring. Kashida then hit a backflip on Grimes, climbing to the top rope before turning him inside out with a flying tornado DDT. Back inside, Grimes cut Kashida's feet out from under him. Grimes managed to keep control during the break, before Dreams dumped Grimes onto the floor and followed up with a flying elbow drop. Back inside the ring, a springboard elbow hit Grimes as Kashida and Dream momentarily worked together. Dream planted Kashida with a DVD, but Grimes prevented the pin, taking Dream to the floor again. The finish came when, as Dream stood with Kashida on his arm, Cameron Grimes caught Kashida with a cave-in and got Dream out of the way to pin Kashida for the victory. And I can't wait to see him in there, actually. This was quite a good main event. I'm going to give it a 6.75 out of 10. After the match, Dream then attacked Kashida for so-called costing him his shot, and then Dream and Balor had a standoff ahead of their match in the last chance qualifiers next week. But anyway, overall this week, NXT is getting a 6.5 out of 10. When the segments are good, they're really good. Its trouble is it's just so inconsistent, really, this show. And half of them, I just have no idea what they're building to sometimes. And it's just frustrating. But then you do get some great segments like the opening segment. And you think, yeah, that's really good. But they just don't produce it on a consistent level. Which is why I can only give it a 6.5 out of 10. But for me, the winner of the Wednesday Night Raw this week has to be AEW. Some of the segments on that show were just excellent, and there really wasn't a disappointing part of the show except for the women's division, which I will admit NXT is miles ahead of AEW at the moment. But except for that, AEW is just levels above WWE NXT at the moment, so I have to give the win for AEW. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!